All right. All right, everyone. It is now 9:03. I'm 3 minutes late, but I'm here. My name is Annette Anderson. This is TNT, Tuesday Night Talk. And this is where we take flight and soar. We speak, orate, articulate, and reverberate. And we just talk about some things. We talk about what's going on, sometimes what's going on in the community, what's going on in our country. And trust me, there's plenty to talk about there. We talk about some of my personal thoughts and ideas. And so, what I'm going to do, as always, as when you come on, if you would, to subscribe, like, and share. If you would share. I'm I got to get better with the sharing part so I can really get my numbers up. I am pretty bad at that, but I'm hey, listen, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So I am going to just make sure I hit some folks up to come join me. So if you would, if you please would share, I would be so appreciative. I'm going to send a few uh, in my messenger and hopefully, okay. Oh, wait a minute. I did that already. Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm going to have to reach out to some people I haven't seen in a while, like Barbara and Tarina. Uh, okay, almost finished. All righty. All right. See, and it's at 1, 2. All right. All righty. Thank you for everybody that's going to come on. I am appreciative. So I want to get off there. Hey, Sharon. All right. Cool beans. Thank you for that. I'm going to make sure when more people come on, I'm going to make sure I hit, put this up here. Also, Sharon, now put on here how they can contact you. So when they come on, people come on, I'll make sure that I will share that. I would appreciate it. Hey, Miss Juanita, I'm so appreciative of you coming on. Y'all just make my day. So Sharon has an inspiration prayer for all, and I asked her to make sure she put it on here and how to contact her. This is her ministry that God had given her. And what she does is intercede on behalf of others. And her name is Deborah, and to pray for others. And truly, because I want my name on the list. Sharon, I hope you got my name on the list, okay? Because sometimes things could be where we can't even pray for ourselves. I'm just telling the truth, y'all. I, I just been there. And so I'm glad to know there's somebody who's on the wall for me and who's praying for me, who's interceding for me, who stand in the gap for me, because there are times we need that. So Sharon is inspiration of prayer for all ministry. And her number is 386-334-8917. And so normally, if you have a prayer request or whatever, she said, yeah. Oh, thank you, Sharon. My name is Liz. She would like you guys to reach out to her, I think after 6, because she works, but after 6 she's available. And one of the things she does is she has a list. So even if you don't necessarily speak with her, if you just let her know, I mean, you call her, of course, if you need that one-on-one. But she's definitely a prayer warrior. She's one of those people up early in the morning. Not me. I ain't gonna lie to you. So that is so important. And I think what I'm going, I know what I'm gonna do every week. I'm gonna make sure that I have her put this information up here, because it's so important for prayer, y'all. Oh my gosh, when you see some of the, sometimes stuff be going on and it just have you just swirling like, really, y'all doing that? What, he did that? What, that kind of thing. So it's important. Of course, we pray for ourselves, but it's also important to know that somebody's standing in the gap for us. And so I'm appreciative of sharing, not only just sharing for other people if there's ministry that you have, or if there's something that you want to share, talk about, if you want to come on, please feel free to come on and, share with us your testimony. I do what I call Testimony Tuesday, but I'm going to be very honest. I haven't been actively pursuing it, but I really got to start, reach out to some people and to come on and share your testimony with us, because sometimes when people look at you, you look fine, you probably smell good, you dress up, to the nine, but they don't know what it have taken to be who you are. And I think so many times that people need to know that this walk has not been easy. And even people who we feel like have quote unquote made it, if you hear some of their stories, ministries, and the list go on and on, you will be surprised of the things that people have walked through and overcame, and how it looked like that it wasn't going to make it. People were homeless, didn't know where they would get the next meal, didn't have transportation, and let's go on and on and on. And so now you see them now, it look like they got it all together. Well, they probably maybe they do, but my point is that it is so important if we see the story before the glory. And so that's what Testimony Tuesday is. Not only do I want to do that for Testimony Tuesday, but also if you want to come on just to share, because I think so many times we have uh, information or ideas or other things, and we don't have an outlet, or we don't have the ability to really be able to share with others. So that's one of the reasons also that I'm on here. Also, I'm on here, of course, to speak positive in your life and to assure you'll overcome it, regardless of what it looks like. I don't care what nobody says. You can build that dream. You can build that corporation. You can build that organization. I mean, hey, maybe your ministry is your house, your people in your house. And so God can give you the words to even say to them, because some of the hardest people to minister is those who live with us. Sometimes it can be very difficult. So what I try to do every Tuesday is try to encourage people and let you know that you're an overcomer. And the reason why I do that, because I'm an overcomer. I'm probably the least of the least. I never thought that I would even be on here talking to anybody about anything, if the truth be told. I didn't think I could do it. But God allowed me to walk through some things. And because of that, I'm able to come on here. It's not that, you're so great and so wonderful and you just, everything just is, it was so beautiful. I mean, no, I had to walk through some things. But the key is I walked through. And that is so important. Let me see, Miss Juanita, and your testimony has been a blessed encouragement. Oh, thank you, Miss Juanita. Thank you very much for that. Because this you walk through, it says, all right, Anita, because this walk has not been easy, but it has been so necessary. And so I am so glad. I never in a million years thought I would say, I'm glad that everything I've been through, because everything I've been through and haven't been easy. But I understand the dynamics of life, that when you walk through some things that God bring you through, or you overcome, and you look back and say, man, and what's that song say, how I look back and wonder how I got over? Well, I don't have to wonder. I know how I got over. I know it was the grace of God. But even so, I've been through some stuff, and I thank God for it. Who wants to cry? Who wants to lose a loved one? Who wants to, struggle financially? Nobody does. But there's that humbling thing that happened to me, because I wasn't rich or nothing, but I kind of had the big head and it was kind of full of myself. But sometimes God has a way of humbling us, and he took me through some things, and now I'm so appreciative. Like I told y'all last week, shoot, I even like the birds. Them birds back there, birds just get on my nerve with all that noise. Tweet, tweet. I think that's because I was depressed and going through stuff. I just say, I want them birds to shut up, all that noise. But now I wake up in the morning, I'm looking forward to hearing that. And even as hot as it's been, I'm looking forward to that. Now I'm glad it's cooling off, but what I mean is just, I'm just so appreciative to everything that God has allowed me to walk through with ministry, which I never thought I would do that with business. God have connected me with the right partner. I mean, it's just all that stuff I'm so appreciative of, not because she's down here looking at me, but because it's the truth. And I always say, make sure you're not the smartest person in your circle, because if you are, you're already in trouble. You got to be somebody know a little bit more than you do, and I know a lot of stuff, but it's a whole lot of stuff I don't know. And so that's so important. So I just want to encourage you tonight and let you know you have what it takes, but you got to take what you have. So I'm going to get right into what I want to talk about tonight. I truly, truly, truly don't want to be on here long. I say that all the time, but it's the truth. Okay, so tonight, um, I wanted to talk about love. And you know, I like to use the word and take the word and use the acronym. I want to talk about love. Love is a word that we throw around a lot. Love is something that it just falls from my, oh, I just love you. And now we can mean that in the sense of, I love you because, you're a great person. I love you because, me and you have something in common. But so many times it's used in a way that really, does not live up to what love really is. And it varies from person to person. Everybody have their own ideology of what love is. For some people, love is stuff. Some people, love is like a personal relationship or a relationship with your family and your children. Like my children, I love my children very much, and I would go to the end of the earth for them. So, my husband, these things. I mean, that's kind of love. But tonight, I wanted to look at the acronym of love, and I want to deal with it in that vantage point. And so what when I was doing my little study here, and I'm always looking for some way to break down a word in such a way that it'll be meaningful. I'm not saying that love in itself is not meaningful. Oh yes, child, ain't nothing like loving somebody and they love you back. But it's a miserable thing to be loved, and there's, you don't feel it back, you don't get it back. But anyway, so tonight I wanted to talk about love in this sense: to listen, overlook, value, encourage. I want to say it again: listen, overlook, value, and encourage. And so many times in relationships, regardless of whether it's a personal relationship, a husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, uh, sister, brother, whatever the case may be, oftentimes we don't listen to what people have to say. And I am notorious for that. To I have a tendency to keep talking and think I know where you may be going. And so I've been training myself to really start listening, because oftentimes we don't listen. We've already put it in our mind what's going to happen. And we could be right, but you got to learn how to open up your ears and hear what people have to say, especially with children, young people. You don't think young people know stuff. Yeah, they do. Some of them do. I listen to my grandkids. I think they're the funniest little kids. But some of the information is very, very valuable. I've been listening and stuff that they say that I would never even think that they would say. So it's important to learn how to listen, and listen really means to give attention with your ear. It attend closely for the purpose of hearing, to heed, to obey. To not only when you listen, not only do you listen with your ears. I firmly believe this. I also believe you listen with your heart. I really do. I believe that sometimes words are said and they can pierce your heart. That's why somebody can say something to you and it'll cut you deep, because it passed the eardrums and it goes to the essence of who you are. So when we say things, we have to be careful with words. I always say we need to taste our words before we use them and see how they taste. Because if they taste nasty to you, then they're going to come out that way. And so we have to learn the art of listening and learning, because when you listen, you learn. And you know how I know that? I know I'm right about it, because when I was learning how to do certain things on the computer, now I could have come up with my own ideology of how it should go, but if I had not listened, I had to listen first and I learned. So the more I listen, the more I learn. So it took me a minute, but now I'm more attentive. I pick up quicker. Before I heard it, but it just stopped right in the eardrums and didn't go any further. And so I'm learning the importance of heeding to what somebody is saying, uh, to perceive a sound or signal, to even when you're listening for the footsteps. Like I know when Leonard comes home, I hear his car. I know the sound of his car. I know the sound of the keys rattling, because we've been together so long. I'm attentive and I listen and I hear. And I just use that as an analogy. And so it's so important with this thing, even this thing called love, if, whether it's your children, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever the case may be, whoever you may love, it's so important to have a decent relationship. We must learn how to listen. And me and Anita did stuff on ship relationship, and we went on with the ships. And so it's so important that we listen. And then too, overlook it means to look over or at from a higher place, or it means to look over a situation, like disregard it. It don't matter. Now I've learned in my listening, I've learned in my relationship, whether it be my children, whatever it may be, I've learned how to overlook some stuff, because I should take everything to heart. Now I ain't gonna look over everything. Now you just can't come from it any kind of way. But I've learned how to overlook some things, and I especially with people you love and care for, because if you know that person, sometimes you can gauge that they really mean that the way they said it. So I've learned how to overlook, and it really means to look over or examine. So when I overlook a situation or something the person said, I'm not overlooking. I'm examining myself. Am I perceiving this the way that they said it? Because there used to be a time in my life, if you said something to me, I'm gonna pop off, and that's just not the way to be. We have to take a minute and digest, and before we respond. And so when I saw this word to look over and examine, that gave me a whole different dynamic of what this actually means. Not only in your personal life, but if you have a business or your organization. Because if you got a business, say, you're selling clothing and you got some beautiful stuff, and your stuff is like the top of the line. But if I walk in your establishment and you're nasty and and disrespectful, or I'm walking around, nobody's trying to help me, whatever the case may be, then chances are I'm not going to overlook that. I'm not coming back there no more. There's places I won't go, because I don't like the disrespect. And of course, I don't let nobody follow me around the store, because I don't steal. But these are the things that we have to encounter sometimes. And so I had to learn how to overlook some things. And I'm sure people had to probably overlook some stuff I said and done, because oftentimes I don't mean it. That's why a lot of times when people are talking to me, I'll laugh. I'll laugh because I think there's a protective mechanism to ensure that I don't say the wrong thing, and that gives me an opportunity to think and rationalize it and see if should I overlook this, or does this mean I need to respond? So that's what I mean about overlooking. And then it goes on to say the value, the regard that something is held to deserve, the importance, the worth of something, a person's principles, or standards of behavior, one's judgment. So how much do you value the situation you're in? How much do you value the person you care about? How much do you value what you're trying to build? Because when you're trying to build something, there's a level of integrity. That's one of the most important things for me. Yeah, I want the monies. Yeah, I want God to open up the door. Yeah, I want to make the six figures and on and on. But I also want to be a woman of integrity. I want to be a woman of substance. I don't just want to be out here just doing anything and saying anything, which is absolutely ridiculous. I heard something, I think a couple of days ago, that disturbed me. And it wasn't even about me. It was about somebody else. And it was about, in fact, it was Trump. And he said something about this guy that he endorsed. He's running for the Senate or whatever. And he said he had to kiss my cuss word, for me to help him. He had to kiss. I'm like, I thought to myself, I said, listen, at that moment, they could have took the Senate. I'd have dropped out. First of all, I'm not going to bow down to anybody in that respect. And I thought that was so disrespectful. And I was thinking, I said, but what does that do to this man, this guy manhood? Did it bother him, or he was so power hungry that it didn't faze him? To me, when I looked at that, it devalued who that man was. Yes, he's running for Senate. Yes, but as an individual, as a man, I got 6 brothers. So I've been around the macho type, fella. And they would never in a million years tolerate nobody saying that to them. So I was thinking, like, what have we this world come to? Do we devalue each other that much? Oh my God, that really did not sit well with me. I was like, why would you allow um, somebody to devalue you at what cost? So I'm learning the value of who I am, and also the people that I'm around. I would never allow nobody to disrespect me on that level, nor will I be around and allow anybody to disrespect people that I'm around. And if you understand what I mean there. So I was thinking, like, so we're gonna devalue ourselves because we're so gun ho on being a part of something that we will let an old fool, because that's what he is. And I said what I said. An old fool say something so derogative about us and not say anything. Because I've been waiting for a comment from this man and nothing's come. I was like, well, but then maybe his value of who he is is not is nothing he cares about. Maybe he care more about getting in power and getting in position. But that bothered me. Obviously, it didn't seem to bother him unless it bothered him on a personal level, because I would have got right back with him. Excuse me, former Mr. President number 45. I would never bow down nor to you nor kiss your behind, because it's not worth this. So when we build our organization or we're building our relationship with one another, we got to make sure how we value each other. Women, don't let men devalue you. I've been devalued. I know what it feels like. So it's so important, that because it's so important, you deserve better. It's just the end of the day, you really do. And this word means to have principles or standards of behavior. There's certain principles. I'm not walking around, like I got it all together, but I do know this. Whatever we build, me and Anita been building, I've been building, she been building, there's integrity attached to it, because we dare to be different. Because we're going to go into the marketplace, and in the marketplace, 99.9%, I don't know the statistic. I'm just going to come on my own. 99.9% probably may or may not be saved. But then we have to have standards that we still work with people in the marketplace, but we still hold true to what we believe. And that is so important. When we look at love, and then finally encourage is to give support, confidence, or hope, to give advice to someone, help them to develop, let them know who they are. So this is one of the reasons I come on here, to encourage people, to let them know that they can make it, that they're overcomers, to stand for who you are, that you don't have to succumb to what other people say you are, because somebody's going to always have an opinion of who you are. Some people will say something positive, some will say something negative, but you have to know who you are. You have to know that you can do it. And we have to know that we're capable. Sometimes we don't go any further because we figure we've reached our limit, that there's nowhere else to go. Well, I beg to differ, because I thought I reached my limit. Listen, baby girl, I'm just starting. But I didn't know that, and I had to get there. And so that's why when I look at the word love, it's wonderful, when you love somebody. That song, it's so good to love somebody when somebody loves you back. That was jam back in the day. And I do agree with that. But I also know the importance of love in listening, to overlook, to value and to encourage. Because if you're with someone, or you got an organization or whatever, think about it, because I'm part of the movement. So what if the person Nita I was working with, I would say the person I was working with, I can say her name, but she would never say, you can do this. You can do this. I know it was times she was frustrated with me, which of course I laughed. I thought it was funny, only because I could not grasp the concept. But what if she'd have said, girl, child, boo, I don't think you're going to get this. I never heard that. So that encouraged me, even though I couldn't do it at the time. But if I keep telling you enough that you can do it, you can do it. I tell my grandkids, all my girls, because I got girls, well, I got Jace, but I don't really talk to Jason on that level. We talk about different stuff. Jason, like, he got an old soul, so we and him talk about different stuff. But like the girls, I tell them all the time, I say, y'all so pretty. I said, girl, y'all better work it. Look at you, because the world may say a whole bunch of stuff to them, but I won't. I'm going to make sure the stuff come out of my mouth toward them. Hopefully, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line, they say, well, my grandma always used to say this, because this stuff my mom used to say, I repeat. So don't think you kids don't hear you, because they do. I don't know how many times when my mama said this, and the other day I was talking about my mom, and I was talking so fast. Oh yeah, and mama said, I'm so broke I can't buy a cripple crab crutch. And I thought about, I said, wait a minute. She used to say it all the time. So kids listen. Not only do kids listen, if you're a business person, they listen. They listen. If you got a ministry, you start preaching and teaching foolishness, people listen. They listen to you. So it's so important that you learn how to encourage yourself and other people and yourself. And I always go back to David. I love David. He's a character I can relate to, because he was a man, a mighty man, but he was flawed like the rest of us. But there came a time in his life when they wanted to kill him. The people that served under him, because of what had happened. I think it was at Ziklag. And, the children were gone, the women were gone, and the men had a little issue. But you have to learn how to encourage yourself. And you have to tell yourself that, self, I can make it. Self, you're important. I bought this shirt that said, I like talking to myself because she gets me. So she gets me. She know who I am. And so I bought that shirt now. I wear it quite often, because she gets me. She understands that, my heart is in the right place. Sometimes I may, fall short, but yes, that is how life is. You can get up in the morning and everything's going right, but then all of a sudden life kicks in, and that's just how it is. And so I really wanted to share about love, and I want to look at it. This is something, if nothing else, Anita taught me about words. It's so important about words, because words you can build a whole organization on words. We build the movement on word, a motivation organization, very to educate, mind, empower, nurture, and transform. So that started out with words, and we start building off the words. SOAR, speak it, orate it, articulate, and reverberate are words. And so words are important, that we encourage ourselves. So that's what love is for us tonight. And finally, I want to leave with this scripture, because I wasn't going to be on here long. 1 Corinthians, everybody know it. But we know it, but I don't think we really look at it. First thing you say, love is patient and kind. Already, some people are already in trouble, and we ain't even through with the first sentence. So sometimes people are not patient and they're not kind. But that's what love, if you're going to really have love does not envy or boast. Lord have mercy. I done saw the last president, that joker boast so much, he need to change his name to boast. I did this. And no, you didn't. We as a nation did it. People in leadership did it. We can't say, I know, baby. No, somebody else help you. I made it by the, no. I don't care who you are. Somebody help you along the way. So love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant. Oh my God, listen, rude. Okay, rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoice with the truth. And this is one of the things, and I'm almost finished. This is one of the things that the United States of America, in the last presidency, we had a problem with the truth. And even after the man left, we got a problem with the truth. Just tell the truth. It is what it is. You got your butt whooped and had it to you. We all lose. Somebody got to lose. Somebody got to win. That just, we have lost sometimes. Fantasia said it best, So, but we don't even, we know the truth, and we pretend like it don't even exist. Love bears all things, believe all things, hope all things, endure all things. So regardless of what, people are jacked up and they tore up from the floor up, and I'm included in that. When I say people, my name is right in there. But love love will overtake it. Love will overtake the wrongdoing and wrong, the arrogant and the rudeness. It will. Now you can't make a person be who you want them to be, and there are some people you need to cut out of your life. But you know what? I've learned. I'm working on me, and sometimes that wears me out. I have to go take a nap because working on me is a full-time job. But yeah, that's what I wanted to share tonight. So we have to learn about love and the importance of love, the importance of who we are, who we've been called to be, the importance of stepping out. And like we talk about jumping off the ledge. Listen, just take a step forward. You'll be surprised when you just take a step. But just standing there, you ain't going no doggone where. But if you just start taking the step, and then you look around, and you move the next foot, and before you realize and look like, wow, did I do that? Did I write that? Did I say that? That's the kind of stuff that um, helps us get to the next level. And so tonight, I just wanted to deal with love, the meaning of love. And I looked it up in the dictionary. It's an intense feeling of deep affection, a great interest and a pleasure in something. So that deep affection, that we have. And I'm even learning, and this has been a walk for me. I'm really actually learning how to love other people because I ain't always like people. You know, I haven't, and I know that I can't do what God called me to do with my personal isms and schisms. So what God had to do for me, He had to really go in those places in my heart, and He had to really uh, do surgery, because it wasn't necessarily other people. It was just some people that had implanted on my life, and I put everybody in the same category. And so you have to make sure, just because Johnny hurt you, don't mean Sam will. You know what I'm saying? And we allow that. And so I really didn't too much care about people. But you know what? Actually, God God have did some things in me, and I absolutely love people. Man, I love what I do. I love coming on here. I love telling people and trying to encourage people and push people and nudge people and say, atta boy, atta girl, you got it, and push people to the next level. So that's what I've been called to do. And I thank God so much for it. So that is going to be, I did good. Listen, y'all. Now I normally say, oh, I ain't gonna be on here long, and I be on here a whole hour. Okay. But tonight I did pretty good. And so that is really going to be it for me tonight. That is what I wanted to share with y'all. And hopefully I said something tonight to encourage you. And if you're down and out, just know that I'm a phone call away. Hit me up. Listen, I don't mind praying. Sharon has her inspiration prayer for all. And she has a book. She has our name written in it. So if you need prayer, hit her up. Also, after 6 o'clock, she works during the day. 386-334-8917. And if she don't answer, she will call you back, and she will pray. And I have people on here can attest to the fact that she is a prayer warrior. She really is. So that's going to be it for me tonight. I thank you so much for coming on and sharing with me these 37 minutes. That's just so funny to me. It's been real. I love you guys. I love what I do. My name is Annette L. Anderson, and this is TNT, Tuesday Night Talk. And this is what we take: flight and soar. We speak, orate, articulate, and reverberate. And our scripture is, let the words of our mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. And again, you can reach Sharon at 386-334-8917, and she will be praying for you. That God has blessed her with inspirational prayers for all ministry. So that's it for me tonight. Thank you so much and be blessed. Good night, everyone. I appreciate it and see you next week.